It's funny how you worry about the lines that trace my aching wrists. The cuts in my heart are much deeper. I feel separated from all that is good and all that is beautiful. We sit across the long table, both wearing red, except one of us is anger, and the other might be love. My thoughts torment me, prod at me with rose stalks, for thorns are more poetic than a cold bullet to the brain. Perhaps there is no separation between the mind and the soul, and non-authenticity is the greatest scam of the 21st century. Circles turn to spirals, always downwards, never upwards. Climbing up is ever so tiresome. Just let me slide down and lie there. Don't bother trying to catch me. I will only fall again. You know the drill. Pretend to care, then leave me hanging there, so at least they won't say I hung myself. Hatred is cheap and love costs a fortune, so 2 jars of melancholy for me, sir. The empty glass lines my pantry, waiting for the next time I bottle up. There were days it was the only thing that silenced the riot in my head. There were days when I felt so detached from all that is, that only the pain grounded me. And there were days I just wanted to destroy myself. If you were strapped to an infinite roller coaster and found a way to pause it for 5 minutes, wouldn't you do it? It's only the eye of the hurricane, as transient as the nature of life itself. Each drop of crimson screams for a lover, and who am I to leave her lonely? The first time I sliced open my skin was no spontaneous act. Many a time before that damn day, I felt the urge to paint scarlet on my wrists. Yet I'd been in the wrong place with no sharp items at hand. That evening, I took one of my mother's old razors and tore the plastic off. I knew that what I was about to do was irrational and unnecessary. I knew I could stop myself, but I didn't want to. Something in me longed for that darkness, cherished the anguish deep inside of me. Even though I know how terrible it is at rock bottom, I too romanticize the damned. My scars are nearly invisible in the day. But how do I validate my suffering when my scars are like faded cobwebs and you are a tiger? I do not have the right to feel this way. My parents love me dearly and I've always had good friends. I live in a country which has one of the highest standards of living in the world. Fuck, who am I to complain? Yet she beckons me so tenderly, promises fraudulent redemption in her cold embrace. I feel at home. The darkness is familiar. The sweet sting of thin blades so comforting. One hint of disbalance in my chest begs for red lines that turn to white lines, walking fine lines between salvation and insanity. Because when one door is opened, cold wind consumes the entire house. For my wood is brittle and my locks broken, and I am lost. She peeled the skin from my tender flesh before bathing me in salt. Even though she kept me empty until nausea flooded my skull. But she also gave me the words that became my power. Anguish is my ink and despair my paper. How can I write without her fingers clutching my throat? To be the artist who does not suffer. Can I create without pain? Perhaps I will lose my identity when I'm happy. that I have cursed this promise like a mantra, but I know that if I break it, I open up a window for your demons to fly in. And I know that when your sun sets, your lines will not be horizontal, but vertical. And if you leave tonight, I am not sure if I will be able to sustain my lungs anymore. You have trapped me in prosperity, for I can destroy myself, but never another. Each time I pass that supermarket aisle, I shall turn my head for you. Until the day I will turn my head for me. My darling, hold on a little longer. I too felt my petals wilt, and leaves freeze deep under the snow. My stalk shriveled, and I thought my roots might too. But it is from winter that spring is born. And believe me, the flowers are so beautiful, so beautiful. So beautiful the ocean runs down my cheeks in celebration. How green the grass under my feet is. And my mouth waters at the thoughts of the fruit summer will bear. As my toes tread the cobbles of Constantinople. I know the cold has soaked your bones and it seems endless. But hold on, my darling. I know it is not.